Being an assault is quite simple. You do your best to kill people and revive your teammates. But please, if you go into assault, don't res people solely for points. It's true that sometimes you don't know that someone's going to pop around that corner as soon as you res someone. But don't res someone when you know they're instantly going to get shot up the arse. And please, if you're going to assault, use the medkits. They are invaluable in trying to rush an objective, or even defending, because they keep your team alive. And you might be thinking, James, but I could be using the M320 or the M26 Mass. Yeah, I could be getting lots of kills. And whilst this may be true, you should leave the M26 to the people with shotgun primaries, or if you want to rock a shotgun yourself. And the M320 to engineers that have RPGs. You keep people alive, you keep the assault going. So, use the medkit. As an engineer, you'll have a wide range of utility at disposal, and how you deploy these depends on what you're doing. The best bit of advice I can give you is to use common sense. If you're defending on a heavy vehicle map, have your AT mines at the ready, because you're going to be attacked by so many tanks it's untrue. And let's be serious, if you're attacking, what defender will be driving all the way up to your spawn to greet your mines? If you plan, otherwise, to get in a vehicle, then why don't you use the repair tool? It can make or break a fight between an enemy tank and an AV, so use it. If you get disabled, it can keep you in the action for longer, and generally helps your team. And third, the EOD bot. Whilst this is a marshmallow on wheels, if you can get the piece of shit to go in a straight line, the EOD bot can be a very effective tool in both planting and defusing MCOMs, and can even repair tanks. Everyone's a winner. When it comes to your missiles, it's all about the map you're on and the team you're with. If you're in a very tight map, for instance Operation Metro or Grand Bazaar, the standard RPGs or smalls will do the trick here. These bad boys will fuck up enemy cover and generally rain down hell in any direction you point them. I'd advise against stingers simply due to the fact that jets fly too fast, and even if you do manage to get a lock, flares will always replenish by the time you reload and relock. So basically, they're shit. When it comes to javelins, on their own they're pretty weak. You don't get as much ammo as the RPGs, and in fairness they don't do much damage either. Yet where these come into play is when you have a friendly bastard on your team with a SOFLAM. When locked on, these will disable all ground vehicles in a single hit, and if locked onto the enemy heli or jet, it will one-shot them, so take note. First and most simple, you magically carry around a box with you that gives ammo to yourself and your teammates. Fear not, this magically respawns in your inventory after a few seconds, so fucking use it. This resupplies everything in time, from your simple ammo to frags to explosives and even to equipment. It costs nothing to use and even gives you loads of points. Rejoice and use it. Put it down everywhere. Everywhere you go, put down an ammo pack where you can. When deciding on whether you think it's right to use C4, think, are you on a heavy vehicle map? And think, do you also love explosions? C4 is the way forward for you, but be warned, one needs balls of steel to charge at an enemy tank screaming freedom like William Wallace. Expect terrible results, but a warm fuzzy feeling inside when it finally works out. When defending, claymores work like a charm. You could only have 2 up to any given time, but fuck me, you're a support, so you have infinite resupply. Drop these off at an MCOM to let you know when the enemy is nearby, or to cover that doorway that flanks your team. It's your own little bodyguard that loves you deeply, and is willing to sacrifice its very being for the benefit of your team. When it comes to mortaring, you get to fire a wonderful little frag grenade anywhere on the map, but keep in mind that the mortars do also deploy smoke. Many people don't use the smoke, yet the smoke can be highly effective when trying to cover your teammates. When it comes to recon, it can be quite an upsetting class, because we've all seemed to have neglected what it was ideally visioned to be. Yet we found ourselves sat on some hill taking pot shots at enemy snipers in an endless cycle, achieving nothing for our team, yet being top of the leaderboard because the distance you shoot gives you tons of points. So let's go through what can be effective. In tight map situations, the spawn beacon can be very effective, as it gets your squad back into the action faster than having to walk back. This can be very effective also on large maps, but be warned, it's extremely frustrating to be parachuted in only to land 3 million miles away from where the beacon originally was. The MAV or MAV, despite the fact that this is an awesome little tool for crashing into the enemy's balls or sitting on their face with, was ideally meant to be a UAV, a radar if you will, for your team. This spots every enemy combatant, giving your team the advanced advantage of knowing the location of the enemy team before they know where you are. And finally, we have the SOFLAM, one of the most underused pieces of equipment on Battlefield 3, yet the most deadly in my own honest opinion. This amplifies all damage on enemy vehicles and can even give the Javelin the magical ability to lock onto enemy aircraft and one-shot them, and knowing personally the kind of devastation an enemy Viper can do is very helpful. Thank you for watching my little guide on how to play your class effectively. I'm Flank Surprise, and if you like this video, be sure to tell me. If every fabric of you yearns to tell me how shit it was, do that too. Much love.